Heather Ramsey here, Rewired for Success. Do you ever wonder what drives you, or where your desires come from, or how that relates to your happiness and your success? You may know that some of our curriculum comes from this incredible, or is inspired by this incredible global success mastery network that I'm a part of. And I just came back, in fact, from a mastermind this evening with this Success Mastery Network. And so I'm sort of hot off the presses in terms of inspiration. And one of our colleagues asked this really interesting question, or sort of reported from the scene from a change that's been happening in her life. And it was this sense of, it's interesting now that when I first got on this path of rewiring for higher happiness and success, I wanted I wanted a house with a certain, gardens and fences and yards, and I wanted a man with a certain criteria, and I wanted this kind of job, and I wanted, and I wanted, and I wanted. And she says, now it's like there's a different phenomena. It's like, it would be nice to have the house and the guy and the car and that, but I'm okay if it doesn't happen. It's weird, she said. It's like, what's going on? The short of it is that this incredible sort of mastermind conversation ensued, and then I drew this image that any model is never perfect. It's a two-dimensional representation of our world, but if it sparks an idea, if it takes you to the next level, then it's done its job. So let me just draw for you now. This might be backwards, but we're gonna give it a try in terms of in the film. But here's what I drew basically. If this is our happiness going right across here, there's our line of happiness, and if I draw the possibility of our happiness being anywhere from under the line, shall we say, to over the line, and under the line is where our happiness is conditional, meaning the whole conditional, the meaning, the whole, I'll be happy when I get the car and the boat and the kids and the whatever. And above the line is unconditional. So I'm happy just because. I'm happy, period. And so that's the unconditional side of happiness. And what's interesting is it's not necessarily that we don't, as our happiness shifts and we get more and more unconditionally happy, that we don't have drivers down here. In fact, we have drivers at all stages of happiness. But the difference is, what are the drivers? What's driving us? And under here, when it's conditional, the drivers are more like, I want this, and you sort of have these spikes of, I want the car, I want the dress, I want the shoes, I want the whatever I just saw on the internet. These sort of spikes of desire bubbling up from your subconscious, usually, of what you want. And what you might notice is, as your ability to have more and more happiness is one of the strands that we teach, along with success, independent of conditions, then all of a sudden, or gradually, perhaps, that your I wants might shift. Your desires, you're still driven by things because we innately are born to create. But your drivers might be, who can I contribute to today? They might be, what kind of foundation can I make? What kind of legacy can I leave? Could I contribute to the restoration of the planet? Would I make somebody happier today if I told them how fantastic they looked? And becoming more of a giver than a taker. Not that we're saying it's bad to want things, and that we all have some level of unconditional happiness. But I just wanted to sort of give you a model to sort of understand your progression. As you progress, the high probability is you'll have more unconditional happiness, and that you'll also have higher success. And that as you get into this kind of weird, awkward, intermediate stage that some of you may be experiencing, like, I'm getting happier, but I don't seem to want all the things that I used to want. It's not that you're dead or uninteresting or you don't have passions anymore. It's just that your drivers, what's driving you, the desires may be shifting as you shift. So just an awareness piece around what's driving us, how it relates to our happiness. When you have unconditional happiness versus conditional versus unconditional happiness, and how your drivers may shift in their nature as your happiness shifts and grows. So hopefully that was interesting, inspiring, and contributing to you, because that's what it's all about, is you having as high a success and a happiness factor throughout your life as entirely possible. Enjoy till soon, and tell us what you think and what you're experiencing. Write in, post, share, and enjoy the ride. Cheers.